Understanding the concept of AIIMS, the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, represent a unique and visionary concept in India's healthcare and medical education system. Unlike ordinary medical colleges or government hospitals, AIIMS institutions were conceptualized as centers of excellence where medical education, advanced research, and high-quality patient care coexist in a single integrated ecosystem. The idea was not merely to create another medical college, but to establish institutions that would define national benchmarks in teaching standards, clinical practices, research output, and ethical healthcare delivery. At its core, AIIMS is built on the philosophy that healthcare excellence cannot exist in isolation. A strong healthcare system requires well-trained doctors, continuous research, exposure to diverse clinical cases, and a strong public service orientation. AIIMS was therefore designed to function simultaneously as a teaching university, a research institution, and a tertiary care hospital, ensuring that learning is always grounded in real-world medical practice. Why India needed institutions like AIIMS in the years following independence? India faced enormous healthcare challenges. There was a severe shortage of highly trained medical professionals, limited access to advanced healthcare facilities, and an overdependence on foreign institutions for specialized medical treatment and training. Most medical colleges focused primarily on teaching, with limited emphasis on research or advanced clinical exposure. At the same time, government hospitals were often overburdened and lacked cutting-edge technology. AIIMS was conceived as a solution to these systemic gaps. The need was clear. India required self-sufficient, world-class medical institutions that could train doctors within the country, reduce medical tourism abroad, and serve as referral centers for complex and rare diseases. AIIMS was expected to act as a role model for other medical institutions, raising standards across the entire healthcare system. AIIMS as an institute of national importance, one of the defining characteristics of AIIMS is its status as an institute of national importance. This designation is not symbolic. It carries deep academic, administrative, and social significance. It means that AIIMS institutions are established by an act of parliament, receive direct support from the central government, and are entrusted with responsibilities that go beyond state or regional boundaries. As institutions of national importance, AIIMS centers are expected to set academic and clinical benchmarks for medical education in India, lead medical research aligned with national health priorities, serve as top referral hospitals for complex medical cases, support policymaking and public health initiatives. This national mandate distinguishes AIIMS from other medical colleges and positions it as a backbone of India's healthcare ecosystem. Integration of education, research, and patient care. A defining feature of AIIMS is the integration of three critical pillars: education, research, and patient care. Medical students at AIIMS do not learn medicine only from textbooks. They learn by observing, diagnosing, and treating real patients under expert supervision. This integration ensures that theoretical knowledge is constantly validated and refined through clinical experience. Simultaneously, research conducted at AIIMS directly influences patient care. New treatment protocols, diagnostic techniques, and public health strategies often emerge from AIIMS research laboratories and clinical trials. This dynamic interaction between learning, discovery, and practice creates a continuously evolving academic environment that keeps AIIMS at the forefront of medical science. The social responsibility dimension of AIIMS AIIMS was never intended to be an elite institution serving only a privileged few. A core principle behind its creation was social responsibility. AIIMS hospitals are known for providing affordable or highly subsidized healthcare, ensuring that even the poorest sections of society can access advanced medical treatment. This commitment reflects a broader philosophy. Healthcare is a public good, not merely a commercial service. AIIMS institutions therefore play a dual role, delivering cutting-edge medicine while upholding the values of equity, accessibility, and compassion. This balance between excellence and inclusivity is one of the strongest pillars of the AIIMS concept. AIIMS and nation building. From a broader perspective, AIIMS contributes directly to nation building. By producing highly skilled doctors, specialists, researchers, and healthcare leaders, AIIMS strengthens India's human capital. Many AIIMS alumni go on to become leaders in hospitals, universities, research organizations, and public health agencies both in India and globally. Moreover, AIIMS institutions often support national healthcare programs related to disease control, maternal and child health, nutrition, and epidemiology. Their expertise helps shape policies that impact millions of lives. In this sense, AIIMS is not just a medical institution, it is a strategic national asset. AIIMS as a model for the future of healthcare. The AIIMS model demonstrates how a healthcare institution can be academically rigorous, socially responsible, research-driven, and patient-centered at the same time. As India faces emerging challenges such as aging populations, lifestyle diseases, pandemics, and healthcare inequity, the AIIMS framework offers a scalable and sustainable model for the future. By continuously evolving with advancements in medical science and technology, AIIMS remains relevant across generations. Its emphasis on ethics, innovation, and service ensures that it does not merely respond to healthcare needs, but actively shapes the future of medicine in India. In conclusion, the introduction to AIIMS is not just an explanation of an institution, it is an introduction to a vision of healthcare excellence. AIIMS represents India's determination to build a healthcare system that is scientifically advanced, socially inclusive, and nationally impactful. Understanding the concept, need, and importance of AIIMS provides the foundation for appreciating its historical evolution, academic structure, research contributions, and role in public health, which we will explore in the next sections. Historical background and evolution of AIIMS in India. Post-independence healthcare scenario. In India, after gaining independence in 1947, India faced enormous challenges in rebuilding its social and economic institutions, and healthcare was one of the most critical areas requiring urgent attention. The country suffered from a shortage of trained doctors, inadequate hospitals, limited research facilities, and a lack of institutions capable of handling complex medical cases. Most advanced medical education and specialization opportunities were concentrated in a few urban centers, and many Indian doctors had to travel abroad for higher studies and exposure. This dependence highlighted the urgent need for a national-level medical institution that could train doctors, promote research, and provide advanced healthcare within India itself. It was in this context that the idea of creating a premier medical institute was born, an institution that would not merely fill gaps but set new standards for the entire nation. Vision behind the establishment of AIIMS. The vision of AIIMS was closely aligned with India's broader nation-building goals. The country's leadership believed that healthcare excellence was essential for economic growth, social justice, and national self-reliance. Inspired by leading global medical institutions, Indian policymakers envisioned a center that would integrate medical education, research, and patient care at the highest level. This vision materialized with the establishment of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi in 1956, through an Act of Parliament. The institute was conceived not as a conventional medical college, but as a national benchmark institution that would influence medical standards across the country for decades to come. AIIMS New Delhi. The flagship institution, AIIMS New Delhi, became the foundation stone of India's modern medical education system. From its inception, it was granted a high degree of academic and administrative autonomy, allowing it to innovate in curriculum design, research priorities, and clinical practices. The institute attracted some of the finest medical minds in the country and abroad, creating a culture of excellence, discipline, and inquiry. Over time, AIIMS New Delhi evolved into a super-specialty tertiary care center, handling some of the most complex and rare medical cases in the country. It also emerged as a leader in medical research, contributing significantly to disease management protocols, public health initiatives, and medical policy formulation in India. Need for expansion beyond New Delhi. While AIIMS New Delhi achieved remarkable success, it soon became evident that a single institution could not meet the healthcare and educational needs of a vast and diverse country like India. Regional disparities in healthcare infrastructure were stark, with many states lacking access to advanced medical facilities and specialist care. Patients from across the country traveled long distances to New Delhi, overburdening the hospital and creating access challenges. This situation highlighted the need to replicate the AIIMS model across different regions, ensuring equitable access to high-quality healthcare and medical education nationwide. Government initiatives and the AIIMS expansion plan to address regional imbalances. The Government of India launched initiatives to establish AIIMS-like institutions in various states. The goal was to create centers of excellence in underserved regions, strengthen local healthcare systems, and reduce the pressure on AIIMS New Delhi. This expansion was not merely about increasing the number of medical colleges. Each new AIIMS was planned as a comprehensive institution with a medical college, a multi-specialty hospital, research laboratories, nursing, and allied health science programs. By adopting this holistic approach, the government ensured that new AIIMS campuses would replicate the core philosophy of the flagship institute. Growth of the AIIMS network across India. Over the years, multiple AIIMS campuses were established across different states, marking a significant milestone in India's healthcare evolution. These institutions brought advanced medical education and tertiary care services closer to people in regions that previously lacked such facilities. Each new AIIMS contributed to training local medical talent, improving regional healthcare outcomes, creating employment and academic opportunities, supporting state and national public health programs. Although newer AIIMS campuses initially faced challenges related to infrastructure development, staffing, and patient load, they gradually evolved into important healthcare hubs serving their respective regions. Evolution of academic and clinical standards. As AIIMS expanded, maintaining uniform standards across all campuses became a key priority. The evolution of AIIMS involved continuous refinement of academic curricula, clinical training methods, and research frameworks. National-level entrance examinations ensured merit-based admissions, while standardized teaching guidelines preserved academic excellence. At the same time, AIIMS institutions adapted to emerging medical advancements such as minimally invasive surgery, digital diagnostics, telemedicine, and evidence-based clinical practices. This ability to evolve with changing medical science has been a defining characteristic of the AIIMS system. Challenges in the evolution journey. The evolution of AIIMS was not without challenges. Rapid expansion demanded significant investment in infrastructure, faculty recruitment, and administrative coordination. Balancing autonomy with uniformity across institutions required careful governance. Additionally, newer AIIMS campuses had to build reputation, research culture, and patient trust from the ground up. Despite these challenges, the long-term vision of decentralizing excellence gradually began to yield results, strengthening India's healthcare capacity at both regional and national levels. AIIMS as a symbol of India's medical progress. Historically, AIIMS represents India's transition from dependence on external medical systems to self-reliance in healthcare excellence. It symbolizes the country's confidence in building institutions that can compete globally while addressing domestic health challenges. From a single institute in New Delhi to a nationwide network, The evolution of AIIMS reflects India's commitment to inclusive growth, scientific advancement, and social responsibility in healthcare. In summary, the historical background and evolution of AIIMS illustrate a carefully planned journey, from a visionary idea in post-independence India to a powerful national healthcare network. Understanding this evolution is crucial to appreciating the role AIIMS plays today and its potential to shape the future of medical education and healthcare delivery in India. Understanding the foundational vision of AIIMS, the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, were established with a long-term national vision rather than short-term institutional goals. The core vision behind AIIMS is to create globally competitive medical institutions that serve India's unique healthcare needs while maintaining the highest international standards. This vision recognizes healthcare not merely as a service, but as a fundamental pillar of social development, economic growth, and national well-being. AIIMS was envisioned as a place where medical knowledge is not only taught but also created, tested, and applied for the benefit of society. The founders understood that true excellence in healthcare emerges when education, research, and patient care operate together in a balanced and ethical manner. Thus, AIIMS was designed to be a living system that continuously evolves with scientific progress and societal needs. Vision of excellence in medical education. One of the most important components of AIIMS vision is excellence in medical education. AIIMS aims to produce doctors and healthcare professionals who are not only technically competent but also ethically grounded, socially responsible, and globally aware. The vision extends beyond producing graduates who pass examinations. It focuses on nurturing medical leaders, innovators, educators, and policymakers. This educational vision emphasizes strong foundational knowledge in medical sciences, early and continuous clinical exposure, critical thinking and problem-solving skills, ethical decision-making, and compassion in patient care. By embedding these values into its academic culture, AIIMS ensures that its graduates are prepared to handle complex medical challenges in diverse environments, both in India and internationally. Mission to integrate education, research, and healthcare. The mission of AIIMS revolves around the integration of three core domains: teaching, research, and patient care. Unlike institutions that prioritize one function over others, AIIMS treats these domains as interconnected and interdependent. Medical education at AIIMS is deeply rooted in real clinical practice. Students learn medicine by engaging with patients, understanding disease patterns, and observing advanced diagnostic and therapeutic procedures. Research conducted at AIIMS directly informs clinical practice, leading to improved treatment protocols and better patient outcomes. In turn, real-world healthcare challenges inspire new research questions and innovations. This integrated mission ensures a continuous cycle of learning, discovery, and application. Commitment to high-quality and affordable healthcare. A defining mission of AIIMS is its commitment to delivering high-quality healthcare at affordable costs. In a country where a significant portion of the population faces economic barriers to healthcare access, AIIMS serves as a vital safety net. Its hospitals provide advanced diagnostics, specialized treatments, and complex surgeries at minimal or highly subsidized costs. This mission reflects the belief that access to quality healthcare is a basic human right, not a privilege reserved for a few. AIIMS institutions, therefore, strive to balance cutting-edge medical technology with inclusivity and equity. This commitment strengthens public trust and reinforces AIIMS' role as a public service institution. Research mission and knowledge advancement. Research is central to the mission of AIIMS. The institutes aim to advance medical science through original research, clinical trials, public health studies, and technological innovation. AIIMS research focuses not only on rare or complex diseases, but also on health problems that disproportionately affect the Indian population, such as infectious diseases, maternal and child health issues, and lifestyle-related disorders. Through research, AIIMS contributes to evidence-based clinical guidelines, national disease control programs, health policy formulation, medical innovation, and technology development. This research-driven mission ensures that AIIMS remains relevant to both national priorities and global scientific progress. Core objective: developing skilled human resources. One of the most critical objectives of AIIMS is to develop a highly skilled healthcare workforce for the nation. This includes not only doctors but also nurses, paramedical professionals, researchers, and healthcare administrators. AIIMS institutions function as training hubs, producing professionals capable of serving in teaching hospitals, research centers, rural healthcare systems, and global medical organizations. By focusing on quality rather than quantity, AIIMS ensures that its graduates uphold the highest standards of professionalism and competence, thereby strengthening India's overall healthcare capacity. Core objective: leadership in public health and policy. AIIMS has a clear objective to contribute to public health leadership and policy support. Faculty experts from AIIMS often advise government bodies on disease management strategies, healthcare reforms, and emergency response planning. During health crises such as epidemics or pandemics, AIIMS institutions frequently lead in diagnosis, treatment, research, and training. This objective positions AIIMS not only as a healthcare provider, but also as a strategic advisory institution that supports evidence-based decision-making at the national level. Ethical practice and social responsibility. Ethics and social responsibility are deeply embedded in the vision and objectives of AIIMS. Medical practice at AIIMS emphasizes patient dignity, informed consent, transparency, and professional integrity. Students are trained to view medicine as a service-oriented profession rooted in empathy and responsibility. This ethical framework ensures that technological advancement and clinical excellence never overshadow human values. It also reinforces public confidence in AIIMS as an institution that prioritizes patient welfare above all else. Long-term vision for the future. Looking ahead, AIIMS envisions playing a key role in addressing future healthcare challenges such as aging populations, non-communicable diseases, emerging infections, and digital healthcare transformation. By continuously updating its academic programs, research focus, and clinical services, AIIMS aims to remain at the forefront of medical innovation while staying grounded in its public service mission. In summary, the vision, mission, and core objectives of AIIMS form the philosophical backbone of the institution. They define what AIIMS stands for, how it operates, and why it holds such a central place in India's healthcare system. By combining excellence with equity, innovation with ethics, and national priorities with global standards, AIIMS continues to fulfill its founding promise as a beacon of medical excellence and social undergraduate medical education, MBBS program. The foundation of the AIIMS academic structure lies in its Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, MBBS, program. This undergraduate program is highly competitive and attracts some of the brightest students from across the country. Admission is based on national-level merit examinations, ensuring transparency and academic excellence. The MBBS curriculum at AIIMS is structured into preclinical, paraclinical, and clinical phases. In the preclinical years, students gain a strong grounding in anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry through lectures, dissections, and laboratory experiments. This phase emphasizes understanding the normal structure and function of the human body, which forms the basis for clinical reasoning later. The paraclinical phase introduces subjects such as pathology, microbiology, pharmacology, and forensic medicine. Here, students begin to understand disease processes, mechanisms of drug action, and diagnostic principles. Teaching is often case-oriented, helping students connect theory with real clinical scenarios. The clinical phase represents the heart of AIIMS medical education. Students rotate through major departments such as medicine, surgery, pediatrics, obstetrics and gynecology, orthopedics, psychiatry, and community medicine. Bedside teaching, patient interaction, and supervised clinical decision-making are emphasized, ensuring students graduate with strong practical competence. Postgraduate and superspecialty education AIIMS is internationally recognized for its postgraduate MD/MS and superspecialty DM/MCH training programs. These programs are designed to develop subject matter experts, academic leaders, and advanced clinicians. Postgraduate education at AIIMS is highly structured, combining advanced theoretical instruction with intensive clinical responsibility. Residents are actively involved in patient care, teaching junior students, conducting research, and participating in academic discussions. The training environment is demanding but intellectually enriching, fostering discipline, resilience, and clinical excellence. Superspecialty programs further refine expertise in highly focused areas such as cardiology, neurology, oncology, nephrology, and surgical subspecialties. Nursing and allied health sciences education beyond medical degrees. AIIMS plays a vital role in training nurses, paramedical staff, and allied health professionals. Nursing programs emphasize patient-centered care, clinical competence, leadership, and ethics. Allied health courses cover disciplines such as medical laboratory technology, radiography, anesthesia technology, and physiotherapy. These programs recognize that modern healthcare is delivered by multidisciplinary teams, and the quality of patient care depends on the competence of all healthcare professionals, not just doctors. AIIMS, therefore, ensures that allied health education receives the same academic rigor and clinical exposure as medical education. Research and academic integration, a distinctive feature of AIIMS education system, is the strong integration of research into academic training. Undergraduate students are encouraged to participate in research projects, while postgraduate and doctoral students are required to conduct original research as part of their training. Research methodology, biostatistics, and evidence-based medicine are integral components of the curriculum. This emphasis ensures that graduates are not merely consumers of medical knowledge, but also contributors to scientific advancement. Many AIIMS students publish research papers, present at conferences, and participate in national and international research collaborations during their training. Teaching methodologies and evaluation system AIIMS employs a variety of teaching methods to enhance learning outcomes. These include traditional lectures, small group discussions, problem-based learning, case presentations, seminars, simulations, and skill lab training. This blended approach caters to different learning styles and promotes active student engagement. The evaluation system at AIIMS is comprehensive and continuous. It includes written examinations, practical assessments, clinical evaluations, viva voce, and internal assessments. This multidimensional evaluation ensures that students are assessed not only on theoretical knowledge but also on clinical skills, communication ability, and professional behavior. Faculty excellence and mentorship. The strength of the AIIMS academic system lies significantly in its faculty. Faculty members are selected through rigorous processes and are often leaders in their respective fields. They serve as clinicians, researchers, educators, and mentors. The mentorship culture at AIIMS plays a crucial role in shaping students' academic growth, research interests, and professional values. Faculty-led academic activities such as journal clubs, grand rounds, and interdisciplinary meetings create an intellectually stimulating environment that encourages lifelong learning. Ethics, professionalism, and community orientation. Ethical training and professionalism are core components of AIIMS education. Students are taught principles of medical ethics, patient rights, communication skills, and social accountability. Community medicine postings expose students to rural and underserved populations, helping them understand public health challenges and the social determinants of health. This community-oriented approach ensures that AIIMS graduates are not detached specialists, but socially conscious professionals committed to serving society. Conclusion. In conclusion, the academic structure and medical education system at AIIMS represent a holistic, integrated, and forward-looking model of medical training. By combining strong theoretical foundations, intensive clinical exposure, research integration, ethical training, and community engagement, AIIMS produces healthcare professionals who are competent, compassionate, and globally respected. This robust academic framework not only sustains AIIMS' legacy of excellence, but also continuously strengthens India's healthcare system through skilled human resource development. Clinical training forms the backbone of medical education at the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences, AIIMS. While strong theoretical knowledge is essential, AIIMS firmly believes that a doctor is ultimately shaped at the patient's bedside. Therefore, clinical exposure at AIIMS begins early and continues intensively throughout undergraduate, postgraduate, and superspecialty training. The AIIMS teaching hospitals are not only centers for patient care but also living classrooms, where students learn diagnosis, decision-making, ethics, communication, and professionalism through real-world experience. AIIMS hospitals as tertiary and quaternary care centers. AIIMS hospitals function as tertiary and quaternary care referral centers, catering to patients from across the country. These hospitals handle complex, rare, and critical cases that are often beyond the scope of district or state-level facilities. Patients are referred to AIIMS for advanced diagnostics, high-risk surgeries, multi-organ diseases, and specialized treatments. The scale and diversity of cases seen at AIIMS provide unmatched clinical exposure. Students encounter a wide range of medical conditions, from common infectious diseases to rare genetic disorders, making their training comprehensive and practically rich. This exposure prepares future doctors to manage both routine and highly complex clinical situations with confidence. Structure of clinical training across levels. Clinical training at AIIMS is carefully structured across different stages of medical education. Undergraduate students begin with observational learning, gradually progressing to supervised clinical responsibilities. They participate in ward rounds, outpatient clinics, emergency duties, and bedside case discussions under faculty guidance. Postgraduate residents take on greater responsibility, becoming integral members of healthcare teams. They are involved in patient admissions, diagnostic planning, treatment decisions, procedures, and follow-up care. Superspecialty trainees further refine their expertise through advanced procedures, independent clinical decision-making, and leadership roles within clinical units. This progressive responsibility ensures safe learning while building competence and accountability. Outpatient departments, OPD, and community exposure. One of the most distinctive aspects of AIIMS patient care is its high-volume outpatient departments, OPDs. Thousands of patients visit AIIMS OPDs daily, providing students with exposure to diverse demographics, disease patterns, and clinical presentations. OPDs serve as an excellent learning environment for developing diagnostic skills, patient communication, and time management. In addition to hospital-based OPDs, AIIMS emphasizes community-based clinical training. Departments such as community medicine organize rural and urban health postings, where students learn about preventive medicine, public health programs, and primary healthcare delivery. This exposure helps future doctors understand healthcare challenges beyond tertiary hospitals and fosters a holistic approach to medicine. Emergency and trauma care training. AIIMS hospitals are known for their advanced emergency and trauma care services, operating round the clock. Emergency departments handle critical cases such as accidents, cardiac emergencies, strokes, poisoning, and severe infections. Clinical training in these settings is intense and invaluable. Students and residents learn rapid assessment, prioritization, teamwork, and life-saving interventions under high-pressure conditions. Exposure to emergency medicine teaches not only clinical skills but also emotional resilience, ethical decision-making, and crisis management, qualities essential for medical professionals. Inpatient care and ward-based learning. Inpatient wards at AIIMS are central to clinical education. Here, students observe disease progression, treatment response, and long-term patient management. Ward rounds conducted by senior faculty are a key teaching tool, where clinical reasoning, differential diagnosis, and evidence-based treatment plans are discussed in detail. This environment encourages interactive learning, where students are expected to present cases, justify decisions, and engage in academic discussion. Such ward-based learning instills discipline, accountability, and a patient-centered mindset. Advanced Surgical and Procedural Training. AIIMS is a leader in advanced surgical and procedural care. Operation theaters are equipped with modern technology for minimally invasive surgery, robotic procedures, organ transplantation, and complex interventions. Surgical training at AIIMS is rigorous, with residents receiving step-by-step exposure, from assisting to performing procedures under supervision. Similarly, procedural training in specialties such as cardiology, radiology, gastroenterology, and anesthesiology is extensive. This hands-on experience ensures that AIIMS-trained specialists are technically proficient and confident in managing high-risk procedures. Affordable and equitable patient care. A defining feature of AIIMS patient care services is affordability. Despite offering world-class treatment, AIIMS ensures that services remain accessible to economically weaker sections. This commitment allows students to witness medicine practiced as a social service, not merely a commercial enterprise. Through this exposure, students internalize values of compassion, empathy, and ethical responsibility. Treating patients from diverse socioeconomic backgrounds also enhances communication skills and cultural sensitivity. Multidisciplinary team-based care. Modern healthcare relies heavily on teamwork, and AIIMS strongly emphasizes multidisciplinary patient care. Doctors, nurses, technicians, physiotherapists, and social workers collaborate to deliver comprehensive treatment. Clinical training at AIIMS, therefore, includes learning how to function effectively within healthcare teams, respect different professional roles, and coordinate patient care efficiently. This team-based approach prepares students for real-world healthcare environments and improves overall patient outcomes. Quality, safety, and ethical practice. Patient safety and ethical practice are integral to clinical training at AIIMS. Strict protocols are followed for infection control, patient consent, documentation, and confidentiality. Students are taught to prioritize patient dignity, safety, and informed decision-making at all times. By embedding ethics into daily clinical practice, AIIMS ensures that future doctors uphold professional integrity alongside technical competence. In summary, clinical training, hospitals, and patient care services at AIIMS form a comprehensive and immersive learning ecosystem. Through early exposure, progressive responsibility, high patient volume, advanced technology, and strong ethical values, AIIMS produces clinicians who are skilled, confident, and compassionate. This robust clinical training framework not only enhances individual competence but also strengthens India's healthcare system by producing professionals capable of delivering high-quality care in the most challenging environments. Research and innovation form one of the strongest pillars of the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences (AIIMS) ecosystem. From its inception, AIIMS was envisioned not only as a teaching hospital but also as a center for knowledge creation. The founders recognized that medical education and patient care cannot remain static. They must continuously evolve through scientific inquiry, experimentation, and innovation. As a result, research at AIIMS is deeply embedded into academic training and clinical practice, making it a natural extension of everyday medical work rather than a separate activity. AIIMS promotes a culture where questioning existing practices, validating evidence, and discovering better solutions are considered essential responsibilities of medical professionals. Objectives of research at AIIMS. The primary objective of research at AIIMS is to advance medical science in ways that directly benefit patient care and public health. Unlike purely theoretical research institutions, AIIMS emphasizes applied and translational research, research that moves from laboratory to bedside and from evidence to policy. Key objectives include understanding disease mechanisms prevalent in the Indian population, developing effective diagnostic and therapeutic strategies, improving healthcare delivery systems, supporting national health priorities and policies. This problem-oriented research approach ensures that scientific work at AIIMS remains socially relevant and nationally impactful. Clinical research and evidence-based medicine. Clinical research is one of the most visible contributions of AIIMS to medical science. AIIMS hospitals conduct large numbers of clinical trials, observational studies, and outcome-based research across almost all medical and surgical specialties. These studies help evaluate new drugs, medical devices, treatment protocols, and surgical techniques. Clinical research at AIIMS plays a vital role in shaping evidence-based medicine in India. Many national treatment guidelines and standard operating procedures are informed by data generated at AIIMS. This ensures that patient care across the country is guided by scientifically validated and locally relevant evidence, rather than imported data alone. Biomedical and laboratory research. AIIMS houses advanced laboratories dedicated to biomedical research, molecular biology, genetics, immunology, pharmacology, and pathology. Scientists and clinician researchers work collaboratively to study the biological basis of diseases such as cancer, cardiovascular disorders, neurological conditions, infectious diseases, and autoimmune disorders. Laboratory research at AIIMS often complements clinical studies, helping researchers understand why diseases behave differently in various populations. This integrated approach strengthens the scientific rigor of AIIMS research and accelerates the translation of discoveries into clinical applications. Public health and community-based research. A significant portion of AIIMS research focuses on public health and community medicine. Given India's diverse population and unique health challenges, AIIMS conducts large-scale epidemiological studies to understand disease patterns, risk factors, and healthcare access issues. Research in areas such as maternal and child health, nutrition, infectious disease control, environmental health, and non-communicable diseases has directly influenced national health programs. By generating reliable data and analysis, AIIMS supports policymakers in designing effective interventions and evaluating their impact. Innovation and medical technology development. Innovation at AIIMS extends beyond traditional research publications. Faculty and researchers actively engage in developing new medical devices, diagnostic tools, digital health solutions, and treatment methodologies. Many innovations are driven by the practical challenges faced in resource-constrained healthcare settings. AIIMS has contributed to cost-effective innovations that improve accessibility without compromising quality. Such innovations demonstrate how medical science can be adapted to local realities while maintaining global standards. In recent years, AIIMS has also embraced digital health technologies, including telemedicine, artificial intelligence-assisted diagnostics, and electronic health records, further expanding its innovation footprint. Research training and capacity building. AIIMS places strong emphasis on training the next generation of researchers. Undergraduate students are encouraged to participate in short-term research projects, while postgraduate and doctoral students undertake mandatory research as part of their academic programs. Courses in research methodology, biostatistics, and ethics are integral to medical training at AIIMS. This structured research training ensures that graduates are capable of critically evaluating scientific literature, conducting independent research, and contributing meaningfully to medical knowledge throughout their careers. Ethics, governance, and research integrity. Ethical conduct is central to all research activities at AIIMS. Institutional ethics committees oversee research proposals to ensure patient safety, informed consent, data confidentiality, and scientific validity. Strict adherence to ethical guidelines builds public trust and maintains the credibility of AIIMS research. This strong ethical framework reinforces the principle that scientific progress must never come at the cost of human dignity or safety. National and global contributions. Research output from AIIMS is widely published in national and international journals, contributing to global medical knowledge. AIIMS faculty frequently collaborate with international universities, research institutions, and global health organizations. These collaborations enhance knowledge exchange and position India as an important contributor to global medical research. At the national level, AIIMS research has influenced healthcare policy, clinical guidelines, and training standards, reinforcing its role as a thought leader in Indian medicine. Challenges and future directions. Despite its achievements, AIIMS research faces challenges such as funding constraints, infrastructure demands, and the need for interdisciplinary collaboration. However, continuous investment, policy support, and institutional commitment have enabled AIIMS to adapt and grow. Looking forward, AIIMS aims to strengthen translational research, precision medicine, genomics, and digital health innovation, ensuring continued relevance in a rapidly evolving medical landscape. In conclusion, research and innovation at AIIMS are not optional add-ons but fundamental components of its identity. Through clinical research, biomedical discovery, public health studies, and technological innovation, AIIMS has made lasting contributions to medical science in India and beyond. By integrating research with education and patient care, AIIMS ensures that scientific knowledge is transformed into better health outcomes, fulfilling its mission as a true institution of national and global importance. The evolution of the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, from a single flagship institution into a nationwide network represents one of the most ambitious healthcare expansions in independent India. What began as a premier medical institute in New Delhi gradually transformed into a pan-India system of centers of excellence, designed to decentralize advanced healthcare and medical education. This transformation was driven by the realization that a country as vast and diverse as India requires not one, but multiple hubs of excellence to ensure equitable access to quality healthcare. Rationale behind regional expansion: for decades, AIIMS New Delhi served as the primary referral center for complex medical cases from across the country. While this demonstrated its excellence, it also revealed a structural imbalance. Patients from distant regions were forced to travel thousands of kilometers for advanced treatment. This not only burdened patients and families, but also overwhelmed the flagship institute. The regional expansion of AIIMS was therefore conceived as a strategic intervention to address healthcare inequality. The core idea was to replicate the AIIMS model across different regions so that advanced healthcare, high-quality medical education, and research opportunities could reach underserved and remote populations. Government policy and the AIIMS expansion model. The Government of India adopted a policy-driven approach to expand AIIMS across multiple states. Each new AIIMS was planned as a fully integrated institution, comprising a medical college, a multi-specialty hospital, research facilities, nursing colleges, and allied health programs. This ensured that the expansion was not symbolic but functional and sustainable. The expansion model focused on geographic balance, prioritizing regions with limited access to tertiary healthcare. By doing so, AIIMS institutions became anchors for regional healthcare development rather than isolated academic centers. Geographic spread and regional representation. Today, AIIMS institutions are spread across different parts of the country, including the north, south, east, west, and northeast. This geographic distribution has significantly reduced regional disparities in healthcare infrastructure. Each AIIMS campus serves as a regional referral hub, catering to multiple neighboring states and districts. The presence of AIIMS in these regions has transformed local healthcare landscapes by introducing advanced diagnostics, superspecialty services, and modern hospital infrastructure that previously did not exist at such a scale. Impact on regional healthcare delivery. The most visible impact of the AIIMS national network is the improvement in regional healthcare delivery. Patients who once relied on distant metropolitan hospitals can now access specialized care closer to home. This has reduced treatment delays, improved outcomes, and lowered financial and emotional burdens on families. AIIMS hospitals also strengthen secondary and primary healthcare systems by providing referral support, specialist guidance, and training for healthcare workers in surrounding regions. This creates a ripple effect, improving overall healthcare quality beyond the AIIMS campus itself. Strengthening medical education across India. Regional AIIMS institutions play a critical role in expanding access to high-quality medical education. By establishing medical colleges in different states, AIIMS has created opportunities for talented students from diverse backgrounds to receive world-class training without migrating far from their home regions. These institutions also contribute to local faculty development, research culture, and academic collaboration. Over time, regional AIIMS campuses evolve into intellectual centers that attract talent, foster innovation, and raise educational standards across the region. Economic and social impact on regions. The establishment of an AIIMS campus often acts as a catalyst for regional development. Large healthcare institutions generate employment, stimulate local economies, and attract related industries such as pharmaceuticals, diagnostics, and medical technology services. Improved healthcare infrastructure also enhances quality of life and supports broader socio-economic growth. Socially, AIIMS institutions enhance public trust in government healthcare services. Communities gain access to reliable, advanced, and affordable medical care, strengthening the relationship between citizens and public institutions. Research and public health impact at the regional level. Regional AIIMS campuses contribute significantly to locally relevant research. By studying disease patterns, environmental factors, and public health challenges specific to their regions, these institutions generate valuable data that informs state and national health policies. This decentralized research approach ensures that medical knowledge is not dominated by a single geographic perspective, but reflects India's diversity. It also strengthens national preparedness by improving disease surveillance and response capabilities across regions. Challenges in building a national network. Despite its successes, building and sustaining a national AIIMS network presents challenges. Newer campuses often face issues related to infrastructure development, faculty recruitment, patient load management, and research capacity. Ensuring uniform standards of excellence across all AIIMS institutions requires strong governance, continuous investment, and coordinated planning. However, these challenges are part of any large-scale institutional expansion and are gradually addressed as campuses mature and systems stabilize. Long-term national impact. In the long term, the AIIMS national network contributes to healthcare self-reliance, workforce development, and regional equity. It reduces overdependence on a few metropolitan centers and creates a distributed system capable of handling national health challenges more effectively. The network also enhances India's global standing by showcasing a scalable model of public healthcare excellence that balances quality, accessibility, and social responsibility. In conclusion, AIIMS as a national network represents a transformative shift in India's healthcare strategy. By expanding regionally, AIIMS has moved closer to fulfilling its founding vision of equitable, high-quality healthcare for all. The impact of this expansion extends beyond hospitals and classrooms. It reshapes regional development, strengthens public health systems, and reinforces the idea that excellence in healthcare should be accessible, inclusive, and nationally distributed. The success and sustained excellence of the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, are deeply rooted in its distinct governance and administrative framework. Unlike conventional government medical colleges that function under rigid state control, AIIMS institutions were deliberately designed with a high degree of autonomy. This governance model allows AIIMS to balance public accountability with academic freedom, ensuring efficiency, innovation, and long-term institutional stability. Understanding the governance structure of AIIMS is essential to appreciating how these institutions maintain uniform excellence while operating across diverse regions of the country. Statutory foundation and legal framework. AIIMS institutions are established under the AIIMS Act, passed by the Parliament of India. This statutory foundation grants AIIMS the status of institutes of national importance, placing them in a unique category distinct from universities governed by state laws or general regulatory bodies. The Act defines the objectives, powers, and responsibilities of AIIMS, ensuring clarity in mission and authority. This legal framework enables AIIMS to design its own academic programs, recruit faculty independently, manage finances, and set research priorities, all while remaining aligned with national healthcare objectives. The statutory status protects AIIMS from excessive bureaucratic interference and provides continuity in leadership and vision. Autonomy as a pillar of excellence. Autonomy is a defining feature of AIIMS governance. Academic autonomy allows AIIMS institutions to continuously update curricula, introduce new specialties, and adopt modern teaching methodologies without prolonged administrative delays. This flexibility is crucial in a field like medicine, where scientific knowledge and technologies evolve rapidly. Administrative autonomy empowers AIIMS to manage hospital operations, procurement, staffing, and infrastructure development efficiently. Financial autonomy enables better resource allocation, research funding management, and long-term planning. Together, these forms of autonomy create an environment where excellence is not constrained by rigid procedural barriers. Central oversight and the role of the government. While AIIMS institutions enjoy significant autonomy, they also function under central oversight to ensure accountability and alignment with national priorities. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, plays a supervisory role, particularly in policy guidance, funding support, and strategic expansion. This balance between autonomy and oversight ensures that AIIMS institutions remain responsive to national healthcare needs while retaining the flexibility required for innovation and academic leadership. It also reinforces AIIMS' role as a national asset rather than a region-specific institution. Governing bodies and decision-making structure. Each AIIMS institution is guided by a structured system of governing bodies. At the top is the governing body or institute body, responsible for overall policy direction, financial decisions, and institutional strategy. This body includes senior administrators, medical experts, and government representatives. The director of each AIIMS serves as the chief executive and academic head, providing leadership across education, research, and patient care. Supporting the director are deans, medical superintendents, and heads of departments, who oversee academic affairs, hospital services, and research activities. This layered leadership structure ensures informed decision-making and effective execution of policies. Academic councils and research committees. Academic governance at AIIMS is managed through academic councils, faculty boards, and research committees. These bodies are responsible for curriculum development, examination systems, academic standards, and research governance. Faculty participation in these councils ensures that academic decisions are grounded in practical experience and scientific expertise. Research committees oversee ethical approval, funding allocation, and compliance with national and international research standards. This structured academic governance promotes transparency, quality assurance, and ethical integrity across all AIIMS institutions. Hospital administration and clinical governance. The administrative framework of AIIMS hospitals is complex due to the scale and diversity of services provided. Hospital governance focuses on patient safety, quality assurance, clinical protocols, and operational efficiency. Medical superintendents and clinical administrators coordinate with department heads to ensure smooth functioning of outpatient services, inpatient care, emergency units, and operation theaters. Clinical governance at AIIMS emphasizes evidence-based practice, standard treatment guidelines, and continuous quality improvement. This structured approach ensures that patient care remains safe, ethical, and consistent across departments. Human resource management and faculty governance. Faculty recruitment and human resource management at AIIMS follow rigorous standards to ensure academic and clinical excellence. Recruitment is merit-based, transparent, and nationally competitive. Once appointed, faculty members are evaluated on teaching quality, research output, clinical performance, and service contributions. This performance-oriented governance model encourages professional growth, accountability, and academic productivity. It also helps AIIMS attract and retain top talent in medicine, research, and healthcare administration. Coordination across the AIIMS network. As AIIMS expanded into a national network, governance evolved to include coordination mechanisms across institutions. Common policies, academic standards, and examination systems help maintain uniformity. At the same time, individual AIIMS institutions retain flexibility to address regional healthcare needs. This coordinated autonomy allows AIIMS to function as a cohesive national system rather than isolated campuses, strengthening its collective impact on healthcare and education. Challenges in governance and administration. Managing large, complex institutions like AIIMS presents governance challenges. These include balancing autonomy with accountability, ensuring transparency in decision-making, managing rapid expansion, and addressing workforce shortages. Additionally, aligning administrative efficiency with public sector regulations requires continuous adaptation. Despite these challenges, AIIMS governance framework has proven resilient, evolving through reforms, policy updates, and institutional learning. Future directions in AIIMS governance. Looking ahead, governance at AIIMS is expected to become more data-driven, transparent, and technology-enabled. Digital governance systems, performance analytics, and integrated hospital information systems are likely to strengthen administrative efficiency. Greater emphasis on interdisciplinary leadership and stakeholder participation will further enhance institutional responsiveness. In conclusion, the governance, autonomy, and administrative framework of AIIMS form the institutional backbone that sustains its excellence. By combining statutory authority, academic freedom, accountable leadership, and structured administration, AIIMS has built a governance model that supports innovation, integrity, and national service. This framework not only ensures efficient functioning today, but also positions AIIMS to meet the evolving healthcare challenges of the future with confidence and credibility. The role of the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, extends far beyond medical education and tertiary hospital care. As institutions of national importance, AIIMS centers occupy a critical position in public health leadership, health policy formulation, and national emergency response. Their expertise, infrastructure, and human resources make them indispensable during routine public health planning as well as during crises such as epidemics, pandemics, natural disasters, and large-scale health emergencies. AIIMS represents the interface where science meets governance, ensuring that public health decisions are guided by evidence, ethics, and clinical reality. AIIMS, as a pillar of India's public health system, public health focuses on prevention, population-level interventions, and long-term health outcomes rather than individual patient treatment alone. AIIMS contributes significantly to this domain through its departments of community medicine, preventive medicine, epidemiology, and public health research. AIIMS conducts population-based studies on disease prevalence, risk factors, health behavior, and healthcare access. These studies generate reliable data that help identify public health priorities, monitor disease trends, and evaluate the effectiveness of national health programs. By linking hospital-based clinical data with community-level research, AIIMS provides a comprehensive understanding of health challenges faced by the country. Contribution to national health policy formulation. One of the most influential roles of AIIMS is its contribution to health policy and advisory functions. Faculty members from AIIMS regularly serve on expert committees, advisory panels, and task forces constituted by the Government of India. Their recommendations influence policies related to disease control, medical education, healthcare financing, and public health preparedness. AIIMS experts contribute to drafting clinical guidelines, treatment protocols, and standard operating procedures that are adopted nationwide. This advisory role ensures that policies are grounded in scientific evidence and real-world clinical experience, reducing the gap between policy intent and practical implementation. Role in disease surveillance and epidemiology. AIIMS plays a crucial role in disease surveillance and epidemiological monitoring. Through continuous reporting, research, and collaboration with national health agencies, AIIMS helps detect emerging disease patterns, outbreaks, and health risks at an early stage. Its hospitals often serve as sentinel centers for identifying new infections, antimicrobial resistance trends, and changes in disease behavior. Early detection and reporting by AIIMS enable faster public health responses, minimizing the spread and impact of diseases. Leadership during epidemics and pandemics. The importance of AIIMS becomes most visible during epidemics and pandemics. During infectious disease outbreaks, AIIMS institutions often lead in diagnosis, treatment, clinical research, and protocol development. Their laboratories play a key role in testing, validation, and scientific analysis. During national health crises, AIIMS doctors and scientists help define case management guidelines, infection control measures, and vaccination strategies. Their role in training healthcare workers across the country further strengthens national response capacity. AIIMS and COVID-19. A contemporary example, the COVID-19 pandemic, highlighted AIIMS' critical role in emergency health response. AIIMS institutions were at the forefront of patient care, clinical research, and policy advisory. They managed severe cases, developed treatment protocols, conducted clinical trials, and provided continuous guidance to policymakers. AIIMS experts were instrumental in addressing issues such as ventilator management, oxygen therapy, vaccine safety, and post-COVID complications. This experience reinforced AIIMS' position as a national crisis response institution. Disaster management and emergency medical response beyond infectious diseases. AIIMS plays a vital role in disaster management. Natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, and cyclones require rapid medical response, trauma care, and coordination. AIIMS hospitals, especially their trauma and emergency departments, are equipped to handle mass casualty situations. AIIMS also contributes to disaster preparedness by training healthcare professionals in emergency medicine, trauma care, and disaster response protocols. This capacity-building role strengthens national resilience against unforeseen emergencies. Training and capacity building for public health. AIIMS contributes to public health, not only through service and research, but also through training and capacity building. It conducts specialized training programs for doctors, nurses, public health officials, and administrators. These programs enhance skills in epidemiology, health management, emergency response, and policy implementation. By strengthening human resources, AIIMS indirectly improves healthcare delivery across the country, especially in resource-limited settings. Ethics, trust, and public communication. In times of public health crisis, trust and communication are as important as medical intervention. AIIMS plays a key role in public communication, helping dispel misinformation and providing scientifically accurate guidance to the public and media. Its reputation for credibility and integrity makes AIIMS a trusted voice during emergencies. Ethical guidance provided by AIIMS experts ensures that public health measures respect human rights, equity, and transparency. Challenges in public health engagement. Despite its strengths, AIIMS faces challenges in public health engagement, including high workload, resource constraints, and the complexity of coordinating with multiple agencies. Balancing routine healthcare delivery with emergency response demands continuous adaptation and support. However, AIIMS institutional experience and commitment enable it to respond effectively even under pressure. Future role in national health preparedness. Looking ahead, AIIMS is expected to play an even greater role in health system strengthening, pandemic preparedness, and digital public health. Integration of data analytics, artificial intelligence, and telehealth will enhance surveillance and response capabilities. AIIMS leadership in training, research, and policy will remain central to India's public health future. Conclusion. In conclusion, AIIMS serves as a cornerstone of India's public health, policy advisory, and emergency response framework. By combining scientific expertise, clinical excellence, and ethical leadership. AIIMS ensures that national health decisions are informed, effective, and humane. Its role during routine public health planning and national emergencies underscores its importance not just as a medical institution, but as a guardian of the nation's health security. After examining the history, vision, academic structure, clinical excellence, research contributions, national expansion, governance, and public health role, it becomes evident that the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, is far more than a group of medical colleges or hospitals. AIIMS represents a national healthcare philosophy, one that integrates education, service, science, ethics, and policy into a single, unified framework. This concluding section synthesizes all dimensions discussed so far and positions AIIMS as the backbone of India's present and future healthcare system. AIIMS as a pillar of healthcare excellence at its core. AIIMS symbolizes excellence with responsibility. It demonstrates that high-quality medical education and advanced healthcare services can coexist with affordability and public service. By consistently maintaining high academic standards, clinical rigor, and ethical values, AIIMS has established itself as a benchmark institution, not only for India but also for many developing healthcare systems worldwide. The success of AIIMS lies in its ability to maintain credibility and trust over decades. Patients, students, policymakers, and professionals view AIIMS as a reliable authority in medicine, reinforcing its role as a stabilizing pillar in an otherwise complex and evolving healthcare ecosystem. Human resource development for the future. One of the most enduring contributions of AIIMS to India's healthcare future is its role in human resource development. Every year, AIIMS produces highly skilled doctors, specialists, researchers, nurses, and allied health professionals who serve across the country and globally. These professionals carry with them not just technical competence, but also the AIIMS culture of discipline, ethics, and social responsibility. As India faces future challenges such as an aging population, increasing burden of non-communicable diseases, and mental health concerns, the nation will rely heavily on this skilled workforce trained under the AIIMS system. Driving innovation and evidence-based healthcare. AIIMS will continue to be a major driver of medical research and innovation in India. The future of healthcare lies in precision medicine, genomics, artificial intelligence, digital health, and personalized treatment protocols. AIIMS, with its strong research foundation and clinical integration, is uniquely positioned to lead these transformations. Equally important is AIIMS' role in promoting evidence-based healthcare. By generating locally relevant data and translating research into practice, AIIMS ensures that future healthcare policies and treatment guidelines are scientifically sound and contextually appropriate for India. Strengthening public health and national preparedness. The future of healthcare is inseparable from public health preparedness. Climate change, urbanization, global travel, and emerging pathogens increase the risk of epidemics and health emergencies. AIIMS will remain central to India's preparedness and response mechanisms, providing leadership in surveillance, research, training, and crisis management. By strengthening disease surveillance, emergency medicine, and health systems research, AIIMS acts as a protective shield for national health security. Its experience during pandemics and disasters underscores its indispensability in safeguarding the population. Reducing regional and social inequalities. The expansion of AIIMS as a national network holds immense promise for the future. By establishing centers of excellence across regions, AIIMS contributes to reducing healthcare inequality. People in remote and underserved areas gain access to advanced medical care, quality education, and research opportunities closer to home. This regional balance is essential for sustainable development. A future-ready healthcare system must be inclusive, and AIIMS provides a scalable model for achieving equity without compromising quality. AIIMS as a policy and thought leader in the coming decades, healthcare decision-making will become increasingly complex, involving ethical dilemmas, economic constraints, and technological disruption. AIIMS will continue to serve as a thought leader and policy advisor, helping governments navigate these challenges with scientific clarity and ethical balance. Its advisory role ensures continuity between medical science and governance, enabling policies that are both progressive and practical. Ethics, trust, and the human touch. Despite rapid technological advancement, the future of healthcare must remain human-centered. AIIMS' emphasis on ethics, compassion, and patient dignity ensures that technology enhances rather than replaces human care. This ethical foundation will be critical in maintaining public trust in healthcare institutions. In an era where commercialization threatens the core values of medicine, AIIMS stands as a reminder that healthcare is a service to humanity. Challenges ahead and the path forward. While AIIMS has achieved remarkable success, future challenges cannot be ignored. These include managing growing patient demand, ensuring uniform standards across all campuses, sustaining research funding, and adapting to fast-changing medical technologies. Addressing these challenges will require continued investment, governance reforms, and innovation. However, AIIMS' proven resilience, institutional maturity, and national support position it well to overcome these challenges and evolve continuously. Final conclusion: AIIMS as India's healthcare backbone. In conclusion, AIIMS is not merely a prestigious institution, it is the structural backbone of India's healthcare future. By integrating education, research, clinical care, public health, and policy leadership, AIIMS provides a comprehensive model for national healthcare development. Its impact spans generations, regions, and disciplines, shaping not only how medicine is practiced today, but how it will be practiced tomorrow. As India advances toward a more complex healthcare landscape, AIIMS will remain a guiding force, anchoring excellence, equity, innovation, and ethics at the heart of the nation's health system.